Stephanie Jonsson, and I work in ceramics and textiles. What I'm interested in is the human appropriation of natural or seemingly natural forms, and how we manufacture ecologies or fabricate landscapes. So I use ceramics and fabrics because I believe they're products of culture, not products of nature. But my work imitates nature, but it's not made from nature. So it uses kind of industry materials, and there's kind of like a false dichotomy set up between the natural and the man-made. And that's kind of a 19th century way of looking at things. In 19th century Britain, artists, designers, architects were all interested in this notion of conventionalization, which is the stylization of the leaf ornament. So using ornament derived from nature, the artists or designers would take these leaves and kind of anthropocize them. So they would sort of stylize them and create straight lines where there were no straight lines, and make them more and more human, or make them more and more artificially rendered and more stylized. So the tendrils of a leaf of a plant would no longer be super organic. They'd be kind of straight and manufactured. So I'm interested in the way that humans will plow down a forest and erect a shopping mall with fake potted plants, because I find that our relationship to nature is paradoxical, and that we try to manufacture these ecologies to be closer to nature, or to kind of compensate for the elimination of nature in our lives. Now, there's this book by Richard Louv called Nature Deficit Disorder, and it talks about, it's kind of a child psychology book, but it talks about how children removed from nature act differently than children who spend a lot of time in nature. And you'll find the difference, but what I'm interested in is specifically the way that humans kind of take nature, or the images of nature, and sort of create anthropocentric systems of order with them. So this glaze on top here is a Celadon glaze, or it's not quite a Celadon, it's like a blue Celadon. And the glaze does not fit the clay body, so there's crazing on it. If you look really carefully, you can see like the little lines there. So I just wanted to bring out the crazed lines a little bit. So what I did was I rubbed India ink into the glaze on top and then wiped it away, and the India ink kind of seeps into the cracks in the glaze and makes the cracks turn black. So I graduated from the University of Alberta in 2005 with an undergraduate degree in sculpture, a Bachelor of Fine Arts, and then I took 5 years off to work as a full-time artist. Or I guess I wasn't a full-time artist. I took 5 years off to work as a professional artist, and I had many jobs within that time. And then in 2010, I decided to go to graduate school. So I was there until 2012, and I went to graduate school at Emily Carr University in Vancouver. There's a lot of differences between the art scene here and the art scene in Vancouver, and even like the art scene in Medicine Hat, for example. Like just moving around Canada, there's a lot of differences even just regionally within the work. I find that Vancouver is a lot more conceptual and Edmonton's a lot more formally based, so they're concerned with the formal elements of design, line, shape, color, texture, whereas Vancouver is still concerned with those things, but their art scene is a little more conceptual because of the Vancouver School and their history there. So the conceptual photographers that came out of Vancouver and the kind of work they were doing, and how that's kind of a history or a precedent for the work that comes out of Vancouver. It's a great place to make work. It's important to me because I need a space to make, and it's a great space to do that. So I have everything I need here. I need this studio because I need a space where I have ventilation and a space where I have enough room to work safely, and I need enough space to do the multiple components of my work, like the ceramics and then the fabrics as well. And I don't think a home studio would be the same. Like, the community of artists is really great here, I can come in and someone's working next door, maybe it's a painter or a musician, and I get to talk to them, and it's nice because it's an individual space, so I have it to myself, but when I want to share with a group or have like a mini crit or something, I can just get someone to come in and look at the work.